I want to share with you an idea that some people won't like. Some people will object to this, and I know exactly why. But this message is for those people who are wanting to pray, but are struggling in their prayer life. But before I get to that idea, I want to communicate and emphasize this, that it is so important to actually have a consistent prayer life with a specific set time of prayer before God. Now, I don't mean it has to be the same time every day, but what I mean is a period of time where you remove yourself and you are alone with God one-on-one, and you are still before Him and you are allowing Him to speak to you and you are speaking to Him. I know there are so many Christians that say, well, I just pray all day. I pray when I'm on the go. The Bible tells us to pray without ceasing. We're to pray continuously. And yes, we can be in this prayerful attitude at all times. But it is so important to have that set time of prayer as well. That is the foundation, the center from which our whole spiritual life flows out of. And if it was good enough for Jesus, it's good enough for us. If He could go and isolate Himself for long periods of prayer, then we can go and isolate ourselves for at least reasonable amounts of time in prayer. So I know that many of you want to do this and you recognize the importance of this, but you struggle. And I get the struggle. It's very real because especially in the world that we live in today, it's so fast-paced. We've been so conditioned to not want to be still. Our minds go here, our minds go there, and we are restless and we want to get up. There's already a battle between the spirit and the flesh. And there's also that has been like fueled. It's like adding fuel onto that fire with all of the fast-paced way that society is today. So I've got a bit of an idea, and not everyone's going to agree with this, and I'll tell you why in a moment. But right, I would suggest, if you're struggling to pray, maybe many times you've gone to sit down to pray and you're about to pray, or you're praying for a couple of minutes, and then all of a sudden, I forgot to do this, I forgot to do that, and you might get up and maybe quickly check your phone and then get lost in it and go off. Or you might be praying for 5 minutes and you're not really feeling it, your mind's drifting off, so you just sort of get up and go off, and you're just like, oh, I prayed for a bit, or I'll come back later on when I'm feeling like it. And then you come back later on and you don't feel like it, or you don't come back later on because you don't feel like it. So what I would suggest is find a period of time that you can block out, right? Say if it's a half hour, whatever it might be, if it's 20 minutes, whatever. I feel that oftentimes it can actually take 15 minutes or so to even get into prayer, to remove ourselves from the distractions. To end it after that time is when we're just starting to get our mind focused on God and able to hear from Him. But this is my idea anyway. If you have, say, half an hour that you've got that time for prayer, and the only thing that's holding you back is distraction and your emotions, go somewhere quiet where you can, to be still, to be removed from everything, and set a timer on your phone or watch or whatever it is for half an hour or whatever it may be, and come before God and spend that time before God, no matter what. No matter what's going through your mind, I've got to check this, I've got to check that. No matter your emotions, I'm just not feeling this, I'm tired, I'm falling asleep. I just feel like I'm wasting my time sitting here. My heart's not really in this. Just whatever happens in that time, get before God and just stay before God and devote that time to Him. Now, this is the objection that people will say. They say, Matt, you're being religious here. You are saying that we should just stay here by this set clock and just sit here for this period of time. It's like performing a duty for God. It's being religious. No, it's not, because in your heart, you want to do this. You're just struggling to do this. It's not being religious. It's not like you're doing this to earn favor with God. You're doing this because you want to spend time with God, but you're struggling. And you're implementing this method because you know that, okay, I've got that time to sit here, but I'm bringing this offering to God. And God will reward that. That's a desire of the heart to come before him. And you don't have to feel guilty if your mind is going off in this direction or that direction, or even if you're sitting there for half an hour and at the end of it, you come to the place, I wasn't even really praying. You have offered that time to God. You have been intentional with that time, that portion of your time. And I tell you what, God will reward that. He is merciful. He is understanding that we are just dust, we are humans. And it will also train you to be able to be still before God, because you've been trained by this world to not be still at all. And you'll be trained to be still before him. It will become easier and easier. And every time your mind wanders off, don't condemn yourself, but just go, oh, thank you, God. And just bring it back to him. And if it wanders off, do the same thing again. And then at the end of that time, don't judge how well your prayer's gone by outward appearance or how you feel or anything like that, or the words you've spoken or anything. Just say, I've offered this time to God. Lord Father, use this. Thank you that I could have this time with you. And you don't know what fruit will come from that. And if you do that consistently, day after day after day, you will grow spiritually and your prayer life will change. That's what I want to encourage you to do. Because one of the greatest barriers to praying is you either have distractions come up or you'll not feel it, so that you'll just stop and walk away. And then you'll never get to that place where you're actually spending time with God. You'll just keep kicking that can down the road every single day. So this is my recommendation to you. Maybe don't put an alarm, because then it will go off and it might distract you. You might keep praying, you might just keep going. But maybe put like a timer or something, and you can check it. That's okay. Have a look if you when you need to, and just know that you're offering this time to God. So let me know what you think. It's a very helpful idea. It's not a religious idea. It is you implementing your heart's desire to come before God, and he will reward that. He will bless that. He will help you to pray, and you will grow spiritually. Put your comments below. Would love to hear from you. If you haven't seen my other channel as well, Line of Fire Ministries, with scripted and edited videos, I'll put it in the pinned comment. Go and check it out. Some of my best videos on that channel. I look forward to seeing you over there too, and in the comments here. God bless you.